Hello and welcome to Pau in the southwest of France for the International Canoe Federation's 5th World Cup of the 2015 season. It's the World Cup Finals. 290 athletes from 50 nations have been competing on the Pau whitewater course. Over the weekend, 5 classes took place, and today we're going to be looking back over the best of the action. I'm Matthew Layton. Let's get started. Well, it's an artificial course built in 2009, but it has the feel of a real river. 14 cubic meters per second of water are coming down this. The first event is the canoe singles for men, packed with international stars Michael Martican, Fabien Lefebvre, Sidiris Tessiadis. And the first we're going to look at today is Pierre-Antoine Tillard. Maybe not one of the most household names for France, however, he did win the French trials here earlier in the year. 28 years old, he's part of a very interesting group called the Kayak in Prague. These athletes have come together, self-training, and they're based in Pau. And you can see it here, almost 6 seconds up on the split. This is the crucial part of the course. 18, you have to surf across. Well, you couldn't have written that better. Perfect execution of this difficult gate. As you can see, 24 gates, red and white, have to be taken upstream, green and white taken downstream. And here he goes, 5 or 6 strokes, sprints over the line, and is absolutely delighted. He can perform under pressure. Next to go, it's the 2011 World Champion. Also from France, but he messed up the trials this year. He's not supposed to be going to the World Championships in London in mid-September, but he is a master of the craft. Looks how he has his paddle way out in front. Every stroke paddles with Denny deciding to spin round 14. He can get away with that because the water on here is very, very fast. And Canoe Slalom won last year in Augsburg, won last week in Laseo. Well, almost dropped his paddle. Couple of seconds lost there. That's going to hurt. He knows his course inside out. Used to be based here, but recently been based back at home in Marseille. Coming over the line, and it's going to be close. Moves into provisional second place. Now, this is all about how to handle pressure. 27-year-old Matej Beneš from Slovakia, from Bratislava, is in the process of taking control of the Slovakia trials. It's all about who's going to take the valuable position to have the right to represent Slovakia in the 2016 Olympic Games. It's the best out of 5, and last week, as we saw in Laseo, Matej Beneš has taken the advantage. Well, slightly down on the clock, but as we can see, he's going through the middle of the gates, not taking too many risks. His main competitors are Michael Martican and Alexander Slavkovsky, who for the second week in a row has actually messed up and missed the final. Very rangy athlete, in and out on one stroke, just needs to complete the course. Well, that's a victory. Hasn't won the event, but has taken control of the Slovakia trials. Much more important in their eyes. Pierre-Antoine Tillard, gold for France. Matej Beneš, Slovakia takes the silver, and Denny Canoe for France takes the bronze.
Very good. I did a good run from the start to the end. I really enjoy my run. No touch, no penalty, so yeah, that's it.
Let's have a look at the World Cup standings for C1 men. Matej Beneš takes it from Benjamin Savchek, Alexander Slavkovsky coming in third. And as you can see, double points were awarded because this is the World Cup Finals. It's the start of the women's canoe singles. Again, a top international field. This has been on the World Cup scene since 2010. Victoria Wolfhart is really making a go of it this season. Still lacking some experience. As we all know, she's a very accomplished K1 paddler. It's all about taking the right lines. In and out of 16, under the bridge, very efficiently. Here, the water is very fast. It's just a case of setting the boat up in the right position. This has been the crux move of everyone. And she's handled it better than most. Well, given 2-second penalty on gate 18. Just in and out, round the last pole. 125 seconds of exhaustion. And takes the provisional first place. It's Jessica Fox, 21 years old. The current world champion. And as you can see, written on her dossard, she is the leader of the World Cup standings. Really likes to play and use the water. And significantly up in the first stop, was 2.5 seconds up. Switching, oh, no, she's taken out gate 12. That's just a 2-second penalty. If you deliberately or accidentally miss the gate altogether, it's a 50-second penalty, which really puts you out of action. Well, that's as good as we've seen all day. Hardly using a paddle stroke, putting herself in the right situation and using the power of the water to take her home. In and out of the last upstream. 24 gates today, 6 upstream. And, well, not for the first time this season, she's taken provisional first place. And here it's Nuria Villarubla, the world under-23 world champion from Foz in Brazil, switching frequently. Last weekend in La Salle, which is her home course, she was the hot favourite. However, she took a 50-second penalty. She's only slightly off the time of Jessica Fox here. Maybe dropping slightly now on difficult 16. Going to be a school teacher when she retires. Hopefully qualifies in January, but will stay in the sport, she reckons, for many, many years to come. Switching, maybe dropped a little bit low. That's going to be expensive. And Nuria Villarubla from Spain completes her course. Well, she's taken first place. Confirmation, Nuria Villarubla from Spain, gold. Jess Fox from Australia, silver. Victoria Wolfhart from Austria, bronze medal.
Was good. The final run was not completely good, but I'm happy because I was clear on my mind. I was focused on the course, and I'm happy for the result.
And the World Cup standings, Jessica Fox takes it from Katarina Hoskova from Victoria Wolfhart.
My name's Ben. I'm racing on the Canadian team, and this is my affordable housing plan, so I can train as much as I possibly can in Europe. All the best venues are over here, and most of the races end up happening over here. So I tried to come up with a way to save some money on rental cars and hotels, and so I ended up building my own tiny house, and it comes to me to all of my races and training. It's also been good for the Canadians. They've been sending their boats with me to all the World Cups, and so it's a little safer than flying, so they don't get damaged on the aircraft. And yeah, and then it helps pay for a bit of my fuel money as well. I've been studying architecture. I'm in the middle of an undergrad degree studying in Ottawa in Canada. And so right now those studies are on hold, so I can pursue going to the Olympics and Pan Ams and just get to be a full-time athlete for a while. But in the fall of 2016, I'm going to go back and finish my degree and hopefully get a bit of credit for this thing. So inside, tried to design a really ergonomic kitchen where everything kind of wraps around me and everything's within reach. And after that, there's the double couch that I built, and there's a main seat where I can kind of have a mouse pad on one side and then computer on the other. And I have a table that still needs to be installed, but it ends up turning into a spare bed. I've got a king-size bed up on top of the truck cab, and that's the most important feature so far, which is just being able to get a great night's sleep at races like this. So yeah, obviously the long haul drives between all over Europe isn't super fuel efficient, but once I get to a spot, I tend to be parked up for a month or two at a time, and during that time I'm completely off the grid. I've got a wind turbine that produces electricity and then 2 solar panels at the front, and so between the 2 of them, that's producing all the energy I need for lights, powering laptops, phones, everything like that. I'm absolutely loving the place now. It feels like home now, and yeah, just give me a wave if you see me driving by.
On with the action, switching from canoes to kayaks, and it's the K1 men. We have the Olympic champion, we have the double world champion. First to go, it's Matthew Doby from Belgium. Is it a surprise to see him in the final? Well, not really, because he spends most of his time training on this very course. 33 years old. In the world ranking competition here in April, he came 7th. Good local support. Again, choosing to spin on the difficult 12. The interesting thing about 11 and 12 is 11 is actually below 12, so you have to go back up again the stream. Coming to the crucial section, 18, 19. And you can tell he's done that hundreds of times before. We didn't know what the course combination was going to be, but there's only a certain amount of moves you can put into this excellent facility. Here he goes over the line. And moves into provisional first place. Well, the king, Peter Kauser, double world champion. Had a dreadful season in 2014. He dislocated his shoulder in the first World Cup in London, taking a long time to come back. We saw him a few weeks ago in Liptovsky take the bronze medal. He's just taken out a gate here, but that's normal for Kauser, as we all remember. He used to take 2 or 3 penalties and be the fastest down the course. Really knows how to use this water. Been by the riverside since as small as he can remember, and surfs across in no stroke is ever wasted. Kauser from Slovenia, really bringing up the level of sport in Slovenia, coming over the line, and it's going to be close. Well, it's very close. 1/100th of a second ahead of Doby, and delighted to be back. For Australia, Lucien Delfort. Of course, born in France, not far from here, and did most of his national training in the local waters, so knows this facility very, very well. Known for his lightweight, power to weight ratio, and pure speed. 2-second penalties. That's the same as Kauser, but certainly knows how this water works. However, the challenge in Po is because they have a natural feel. There are some huge surges, so it's a case of the athlete having to be aware of the movements at all time. How is he going to take on 18, 19? Well, the answer, like the other champions, is very well. Maybe dropping slightly low there. New boat for this season, specially designed to take on the big water. The priority for most of these athletes is going to be London 2015 World Championships, and moved into 2nd place. Overall classification, Kauser takes it for Slovenia, Matthew Doby 2nd for Belgium, and Lucien Delfort takes the bronze medal for Australia.
It looks like it. I'm really happy about the way things were going today. I'm happy with my performance. I did a good run, too bad for the touch, but at the end I won it. I won the overall World Cup, and I'm just happy.
Well, Kauser not only takes the victory, he also takes the World Cup rankings, followed by Lucien Delfort and André Tunker from the Czech Republic.
I'm French citizen, and I'm in charge of the slalom development program for the ICF. The program is made of different parts, and one of the biggest part is we call it TIP, Talent Identification Program. It's under the auspices of the IOC. The target is to identify some young paddlers and to bring them to the Olympic Games. TIP is now on for 6 years. For the first time now this year we have some medals at the World Cups. In the TIP world in Po will be 14 athletes from 4 different continents from 13 countries. One of the key words for the TIP is the transfer of the knowledge. That means in 2012 we had some young athletes targeting 2016 Rio, and the coaches were people under the development program in 2000. Then, when these athletes, the TIP Excellence, will race in Rio in 2016, hopefully, a part of them will be coaches for the generation 2020 of TIP. So we just passed from one generation to the other one.
Another Olympic discipline, the kayak women, the K1. And there's at least 4 ex-world champions here. Jessica Fox, the current world champion. We saw her a few minutes ago taking second place in the C1. What can she do in the K1? Well, as you can see, she uses the water as good as anyone. Really knows how to feel her way through. And as we saw in the split, she's nearly 4 seconds up. The K1 is on a different day to the C1, so she'll certainly have had time to rest and recover, but she's 4.8 seconds up now. She's really charging, always keeps the boat clean, always keeps it pointing forward. Well, that's fast as you'll get today. No one's been more clean on the 18-19 section. This is a stunning run. Clean, fluid, fast, powerful, aggressive timing, and she's delighted. Emily Fair, 32-year-old, local resident. She has the pedigree. She was the world champion in 2013. She's a current Olympic champion and certainly knows where to put the boat. Great cheering from the local crowd. As you can see, 11 is further down from 12, but she understands what to do, spins on there, and it's a massive 2.92 seconds up. We thought Fox was unbeatable, but it looks like she's not. Coming to the crucial section. No, that's not what she wants. She's dropped well low. Punts off the wall. Now she's just given back the 3 seconds she had. It's going to be desperately close. Fitness, motivation, and the crowd. Will they pull her through? Well, that's extraordinary. Such a massive mistake, and she still comes through. Another dangerous competitor. One of the strongest athletes on the course on her day. It's last weekend in Lesea's winner, Karina Kunle. But that's not what she wanted. She's taken out gate number 2. The pressure's really going to be on. It's powerful water. It's a powerful, confident athlete who has suffered from injuries in the last few months. We saw last week she's back to her best. And of course, is the double world champion, 2010-2011. Well, 5.74 seconds back. But as we've seen so far in this competition, where it really counts is the bottom section. That's where so much time can be lost and gained. Very, very quick, taking a short line. And the powerful levers pulling her back into the main flow. Well, that's quickly pivoting on the boat, in and out, powering over. Well, she's made back 2 seconds. It's enough for third. It's really a case of salvaging from a poor start. Emily Fair takes gold on her home course for France. Jessica Fox, silver for Australia. And Karina Kunle, Austria, takes bronze. With the World Cup standings equal on points, Dukatova and Kunle. Kunle was given the victory because she did better in Po. Third was Jessica Fawkes.
Motocross is a new event. We try to mix between slalom and freestyle and wild water. So at the end of the journey, something that all the paddlers would like wild water, they will appreciate border cross. And also for people who don't really know our sport, they will just find it fun because it's spectacular, it's different, it's easy to understand. 4 boats starting at the same time, 5 or 6 gates, quite easy. And then the first crossing the finish line is winning. So no judgment, no timing, just a very impressive and spectacular race.
Two men in the boat. It's called the C2s. 4 French teams in the final. It just shows that home knowledge does count for a lot. First to go, just scraping into the final, Klaus Pesch. They've been together about 15 years now. As you can see from most of the back righters, they decide to spin round gate number 2, gives them a good advantage, low risk, and because the water's fast, it helps them on their way. And as you can see from their bibs, they're leading the World Cup overall ranking so far this season. It's all about balance, movement and understanding. As you can see in the front, Scotier Klaus really shifts his weight depending on where they want to put the boat. Good local support. They really know how to put this boat forward. Approaching the crucial last stage. Taking a fine line. These two from October to February each year, they work in the SNCF, that's a national train company in Paris, doing the marketing. Sprinting over the line. And they move into provisional place. Well, it's not ecstasy, but it's satisfaction at a good job well done. Kasper Sindler, Jonas Kasper, Marek Sindler, again spinning. These two, 23 years old, been on the scene now for 3 seasons and have electrifying pace when things go well. And they took out their first victory this season in Krakow in the World Cup. Without some fairly audacious moves, really dynamic, always keeping the boat moving. Well, they're 1.23 seconds back of the team with the local knowledge. Well, need to straighten up a little bit. Keeping the speed going crucially. It's going to be close. They're looking very, very clean on the last section. Sprinting over. This has been a superb run. Now that's how to be happy. Look at that. Take provisional first place. They made up 3 seconds in the last 10 gates. This shows how difficult this last section is. The 4th, and the youngsters of the French team are going down. It's Loic Cavella and Yves Prangeon. Can they put it together when it matters? So far this season, 22nd in Prague, 15th in Krakow, 17th Liptovsky. Well, they have the biggest cheer of the year so far. The locals really rising to the occasion, and they're 1.62 up. Can they keep it together? This is what it's all about. Whoa, how did they keep together? Now they should have gone over. 90 degrees on the edge. Shows extraordinarily balance that can put you out or in through the last upstream. It's going to be close, sprinting over the line. And they move into 3rd. Kasper Sindler have the award for the most enthusiastic team of the week. Explanation of the results. Kasper Sindler take an ecstatic goal for the Czech Republic. Klaus Pesch second for France. Third, Pranjol Kovela for France. And the World Cup rankings. Well, Klaus Pesch dominated this season ahead of Kasper Sindler and Karl-Oskar Jani, both from the Czech Republic. That's it from the World Cup. Thanks for watching. Join us again for the World Championships from London. Take care. Look out for social media. See you soon.